Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Johnzone99 here, and this will be my first gameplay commentary on YouTube. I'm going to be bringing FIFA 12 head-to-head seasons Road to Division 1. Yeah, I know everyone's doing it, but I felt like doing my own. Just got hold of a HD PVR, I had it about a week or two now. So I thought with my gameplay footage that I've been uploading recently, I thought why not add some commentary to it. So I thought I'd give it a try. For my head-to-head seasons, I'll be using Arsenal only. Like, a lot of videos, there's a lot of Real Madrids and Barcelonas, you know, but I support Arsenal, and I'd rather take, you know, the team I support to Division 1 if I can. And yeah, I'll just be playing with them exclusively, no other teams. And the controls I'll be using are full manual. That's the way I play my FIFA. I'm a manual player. In the online settings for the head-to-head seasons, I search for manual users only, so all the videos I'll be uploading will be against other manual users. I have no problem playing assisted users, but I'd rather play against other manual users. In my opinion, FIFA on an assisted is a pile of crap. You watch some videos and you just see some of the passes and stuff, and you just think, what the hell? Like laser-guided missiles at times. Whereas manual, obviously, it takes more into account of, you know, the player aiming it himself and stuff like that. So you're not going to see like a full manual game of two people and all the passes are like, you know, 99% accurate. You're not going to see that, because at the end of the day, we're all human, we make mistakes. So you're not going to see 100% accuracy. So from my opinion, it's a lot more refreshing to watch, but obviously, it's what you prefer. If you prefer assisted, then you'll probably prefer watching other assisted users, and vice versa. But anyway, here, guy gets through, and I really thought he was going to shoot here, so I step in with Mertesacker. Shot fakes me, a great shot fake, but the finish wasn't the best of finishes, which I wasn't pleased about. The goalkeeper could have done a lot better there to prevent that. I mean, it was my own fault for diving in there with Mertesacker. I honestly didn't think he was going to shot fake. I thought, well, he's got on his right foot there. I thought he's just going to hit it near post maybe. But he saw me with the shot fake, but the finish, I wasn't happy about the finish. But I wasn't too bothered about conceding, because I always feel when I'm playing online, I always feel that I'm going to get a goal at some point. Because the majority of matches I've played in, I dominate quite a bit. Even if, like, there's times where I just draw, it could be a 1-1, a 0-0, but I've dominated and I've just wasted chances. You know, it happens at times. You're just finishing sometimes just not on point. But in this game, in FIFA, I think you get lucky as well with the tactical defending. Some people are not quite accustomed to it and stuff like that. You can get quite a lot of free kicks, and some people, like, I've played some people, and you're just getting penalty after penalty because they really can't get to grips with the tackling. But the way I play anyway, I always feel like I'm going to create something. So when I go behind, I don't mind it. If anything, I feel I play better when I've conceded, because at that point I know in my head that I'm losing, and obviously if it stays this way, that's 3 points lost. And so I always feel, yeah, I'm a go behind, I'll just go for it. I've got no else to lose. So I actually don't mind conceding. Right, anyway, let's get to the gameplay. Here, this guy, AC Milan, they've got a lot of pace in their squad. So I feel with this guy, he's just going to want to hit me on the break a lot. You know, get Pato and Ibrahimovic on the ball. Ibrahimovic, absolute beast on this game. From some videos I've watched, other Arsenal users, they tend not to play Mertesacker because of lack of pace. And me personally, I feel that, you know, I've got Gibbs and Sanya. Vermeulen's not slow himself. With them, I feel I've got adequate cover, you know, for pacey teams like AC Milan with fast forwards. But with Mertesacker, he's quite strong. So I feel if you can read a situation well, and, you know, forcing your opponent into a position he doesn't want to be in, I feel that you can do well with Mertesacker in your team. I don't drop him from my team at all. I like him on this game. He's strong in the air, clears a lot of the headers for me. So I feel he's a pretty good defender. Just obviously lacks the pace, but you make up for that with good positioning. John Terry became a good defender in real life from positioning because he's never been quick, has he? So it can be done. But yeah, here you'll notice that I don't really tend to cross. A lot of people would have already crossed the ball by now, and you might think a bit cheeky of me trying to dribble in, but I don't really like crossing too much on FIFA because it's all to do with FIFA 11 really. FIFA 11 I felt that headers were overpowered. They were way too easy to score. You'd get a defender to defend the ball, and you either won't get the cursor properly, fast enough while the ball's whipped in, or if you do get it, your defender wouldn't jump for the ball, he'd just stand there and you'd watch as the striker headers it in. And for that reason, FIFA 11, I just never bothered crossing too much, unless it was like a low-driven cross or those mid-crosses where you sort of double-tap the button. So it's carried on into my FIFA 12. I just don't tend to cross too often. I prefer to pass my way in, or dribble my way in, if you like. I try and, at times replicate Arsenal. At times, passing a lot of passing around and stuff. But in FIFA, possessional play is not exactly always rewarding. You can pass it around, and then your opponent wins the ball, and it's just, quick 1-2, 1-2, and he's through a goal, and you concede or something. Or he's had a chance at goal, but that's the way I prefer playing like that, especially with it being manual as well. There's a lot of times where a pass might feel awkward because of a certain angle and play blocking the passing lane, but I like to attempt those. You're only going to get better the more you do it, so I try and go for stuff like that. Here you notice I'll thread the ball into Van Persie quite a lot. Obviously he's my striker. Well, Van Persie's a beast on this game. He's got good finishing. He's quite quick as well, and he's a decent dribbler, so he's pretty solid on this game for me. And obviously Jovino and Walcott on the wings, so they provide the pace and the options out wide. But a lot of times I end up playing back to the centre anyway. Like if I do sort of play someone down the wing, like I say, I don't cross too much. So I tend to just, play it back in the centre, try to work my way back into Van Persie basically. But here you'll see I committed with Mertesacker there. I read it wrong, but I think it was Song or Sanya to cover for me there. So it's not that bad really. There he got in there, my opponent, ball over the top. Somehow got over my centre back, got a shot off, but it's a decent strike. But keeper made the save. Wasn't too worried there. Corners. See, corners for me on FIFA 12, I haven't actually had that many bad experiences with corners like I did 11, but I still feel they're a bit iffy. There's times where the ball, as soon as it's hit, I can tell whether I'm going to be able to defend it or not. Like, you can tell whether you're going to get that right cursor correctly. The cursor switching on FIFA is terrible. There's something here I definitely need to work on. But anyway, that's the first half over. So, second half here, obviously, even though I went a goal down, I feel like, going into this second half, I feel like I can get a goal, definitely. I was all over the guy in the first half, so I'm feeling there's definitely something in here for me. So second half kicking off now. Just passing it around. From a lot of videos I've seen, people like to dribble from kick-off, which I don't really like doing. It just looks daft as well. You kick off and you're trying to take on a whole team, the whole 11 just like that. It just looks daft. So I'll obviously pass it around. This nice ball into Jovino, and look at this for a finish. That is a nice finish. That angle across goal. Now, assisted users might see this and think, it's not special. Score those all the time. But on manual, that is quite hard to do accurately. Hitting a cross goal away from the keeper but keeping it inside the post. I actually surprised myself when I scored that. I mean, I consider myself decent at manual shooting. I'm pretty good at it. Been playing manual for a few years now. I should be, but there's certain angles at times where I feel like I'm not as good as I can be at shooting. But in that particular time, my shooting, it was on point there, and it put me back level. Here, Jovino on the ball. As you can see, once again, I'm not really looking to cross the ball. I thought he was going to get tight to me there. That's why I did the little McGeady spin, but he read the situation, and well, he starts his counter attack here. I could tell I wasn't going to get to this ball first. Pato a lot quicker than Vermaelen. But here with Gibbs, I know he wants to be in this area where I'm jockeying right now, so I just stay there. Like I said, there's times where you might see me just standing still with a defender, and you might think, what's he doing there? But it's basically for situations like what just happened there. I feel there's times where you can tell a player wants to be in that area, so they want you to overcommit and guess wrong so they can get there. But I'll just stand there, and till it gets to a point where they think I'm probably gonna end up turning, then they end up running into me and I win the ball. But here, I've got Mertesacker cursed, and I just know he sort of wants to play it in that area I'm standing, so I tend to keep Mertesacker there. But once I realised he wasn't, I switched to Sanya and cleared up. And here, on the ball, here I had options wide, but like I say, I like to play to the centre. I like to get into Van Persie, and here he allows me through onto my right foot, and I should have scored there. I remember playing that and thinking, how did I not score there? I hit the keeper. My aiming was not particularly great there. It should have been a goal, really. I know Van Persie's stronger foot is not his right, but in those situations right in front of goal, I should have scored personally. I don't feel like it should have even been saved. I should have just smashed it in, but it happens. Anyway, here Mertesacker, like I said, not the quickest of players, but if you read a situation well, he can clear up those situations for you. Now here I'm just trying to get my players forward. Sent Van Persie. I've sent Wilshere on a run here. Managed to play it into Van Persie. Now I get lucky here. I was lucky that I've still got the ball. What about that? Another angle finish. And now I'm ahead 2-1. Like I said, went a goal behind in the first half, but I felt like I dominated the first half. So I knew I was going to get a goal in this game, and now I found myself, winning 2-1. 2 great strikes. It was fortunate that I still had the ball with Van Persie to begin with, but I took that fortune, turned it into a goal. Now here, opponent's making a sub, I'm assuming, or changing his formation or something. He's conceded 2 goals. He obviously doesn't want to lose, so he's probably changing up his game plan a little here. I personally don't tend to use subs. In FIFA, players still don't really get that tired. Stamina's still a problem in FIFA. Players have bags of stamina. I never feel like I have to sub someone because they've run out of stamina or whatever. Unless it's extra time or unless they've got an injury, I generally won't tend to sub them. I mean, I might make the occasional sub, just to bring players on, have a bit different lookout, excuse me. But sometimes I might put, Ryo Miyachi on. He's got a lot of pace, so I might put him on from time to time. But generally, I don't tend to make subs. I feel like the team I'm fielding now is the strongest Arsenal team I can field on this. On here, what a ball from Son! Look at that. In this situation, I wouldn't even normally put the ball in the box like that. I'd usually work a shot off there or something. But I seen Wilshere there, and I just thought, if I could get a little ball in the box, maybe I can get on the end of it. And it turned out to be a great ball, and Wilshere just with a diving header slots it in. Great player on this game, Jack Wilshere as well. I know he's currently injured in real life, and when you boot head-to-head seasons up with the latest squad update, they have him on the bench, but he's too quality to be left on the bench. Ramsey's a good player, but he's not Jack Wilshere on this, so I'm afraid Ramsey gets benched. But yeah, here now I'm 3-1 up. I'm comfortable now, so I'll just I still try to score more. Some people, they go ahead and they're winning, and they might change up the tactics and start doing some time wasting tactics and stuff like that. or just passing it at the back being annoying. But me personally, I like to score goals, so even if I'm winning, I'll still try and score more. You know, at the end of the day, my opponent's the one that's got to commit players forward because he's losing, so he needs to score. So I'll try to use that to my advantage, you know, maybe catch him with a counter-attack, stuff like that. Right. Like, here, I remember here, like, the AI on FIFA, it's not the greatest. There's times, you know, where you'll get fullbacks keeping players on side, you know, for no reason, and you can't cursor them to get them to come forward or anything like that. So you've just got to, you know, do the best you can in them situations. Here, managed to thread the ball into Wilshere, but could have done a lot better with that strike there. But, you know, 3-1 up, I suppose I can afford to waste stuff like that. But, you know, see, sometimes these games that I'm playing, it's just, I'm wasteful with chances. Not trying to be, obviously, but I get through on goal and my finishing's just not, you know, on point as it usually can be. And then my opponent goes on to score like a scrappy goal or something, and, you know, I might end up losing, or I might end up drawing if I'm 1-1 up and I just can't put the game to bed and end up, you know, drawing and feel like I've dropped points. But that's the beauty of manual, though. You know, you get through. Oh, this here, that was a terrible strike, that. But yeah, that's the beauty of manual. You're not always going to be 100% accurate like you can be on it. Well, assist is obviously not 100% accurate, but, you know, it's at least 90-odd% accurate. I mean, when I watch videos and, you know, it's assisted users, they're through on goal, you never think, oh, you could miss here. Whereas on manual, it could be a case of, you know, it might overcompensate for the angle or whatnot, and end up, you know, putting it at the keeper, or he might put it wide. You know, it can happen on manual. Whereas assisted, I don't really feel like when they're 1-on-1 they're gonna miss. It's just too accurate for that. But yeah. Right, anyway, here you can see he's got players in the box. I know he wants to cross it, but like I say, Mertesacker, that's the reason why he's in my team. For situations like that, he wins the ball, clears it out, and, you know, got rid of the threat, and that's the first game done. Well, technically this is because this is Division 8. Like I said, it's Division 8. I started recording from Division 8, so this was actually my third game of that division. So that'll be it for my first gameplay commentary anyway. Just trying to get used to all this stuff. I'll be uploading more videos with commentary in the future. Thanks for watching and listening.